You ready to roll?
Rolling.
Okay, cool. What's up? I'm Gandy. I'm an artist.
This is Dared. I'm artist too.
Yeah, and this is Artist by Artist. What we're doing here is we're doing a documentation of our time in Berlin and discussing big art ideas. And so that's what this is. This is audio art. It's not really a podcast, but we are using the podcast format. So today I was thinking we could talk about truth in art. Does that make sense? I don't have a funny story today.
Yeah,
And
that's fine. I mean, maybe that's the truth.
It is the truth.
Let's start playing there because it's super funny. It's not good to always be prepared. And
Yeah, well, I haven't been prepared this whole time.
what?
Wait, I'm just telling the truth. So to frame this, we're in Berlin. It's crazy snowy, and there's a lot of ice on the ground.
Yeah.
And so we're inside huddled up. If we start shivering, it's not our fault. It's just really cold. And today, what I would like to explore, like, how much truth should be in art, because I feel like whenever it comes to creativity, it's good to be honest, but it can be overkill sometimes. So I was just wondering, in Germany specifically, I've heard that everyone's really direct, and most people are kind of direct and pretty honest and straightforward. So I was just wondering, when it comes to creativity, is how much is too much, and what should be kept inside your body?
Yeah, I got it. A nice approach. I mean, talking about truth in art also reflects when you. I mean, we recently ran to a museum. It's called Gallery Jourdan. Maybe I say it right. So there were paintings.
Ujunda,
Gallery Jourdan.
Judan.
It's at the Zeitcafé
Okay.
in Bülowstraße.
Okay, I don't know it.
So this artist displayed common situations and just displayed in an abstract way, but figurative. People sitting in a chair and their phone next to it. How much is it truth, and how much does it reflect the truth of the current zeitgeist? And it's also like super interesting.
A phone in a chair.
No,
What'd you say?
the person there sits at the table.
Okay, there's a table.
There's a table, there's a chair,
Yeah.
and the person sits there like having a normal scenario.
Okay, this is a
And-
performance artist.
No, it's a painting.
Oh, it's a painting. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, let's backtrack.
Yeah.
So you went to this museum.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a wall.
Yeah.
On that wall is a painting.
Yeah.
In that painting is a table.
Mm-hmm.
And next to that table is a chair, and there's a person sitting in that chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as you can see it, because it's abstract, it's like blurry with lines.
Okay.
But you can very visibly seeing it, that there's a phone on the chair as well, and it's laying over it. I mean, maybe the artist is just telling the truth that we spend too much time at the chair
Wait, so
with
there's
a phone.
there's a second chair, and there's a phone in that chair.
No, it's not that. It's simply a scenario, like a still Leben
Okay.
of just a person sitting at the table with the phone on the table.
Okay, and for the English speakers here, still Leben is still life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it questions the truth
Yeah.
also,
Well-
like in that sense. But I also love to talk about what you just started, because it came to my mind, and I just want to make a flip the
Wait,
point
hold
of
on.
view.
Hold on. I want to
Yeah.
say something about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't like when cell phones are in art. Okay,
What?
that's all I want to say.
You don't like cell phones?
Nein.
Yeah, I
Kein
know.
Handy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, but go ahead.
I just went to in this gallery. I wasn't expecting anything, and I just saw this picture, and this is just what it comes to in my mind when you were asking, or when you came up with the idea, talking about truth in art. For me, it's not about the artist point of view, bringing truth of himself into an artworks. I was at that time an observer
Mhm.
of artists or of an artwork.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what your point is. Can you
There
say
are
it?
different point of views to art.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's the thing, and
yeah. Okay.
truth is just in the center of the topic.
Yeah, but like, what's the truth? I think that's what I'm getting at. So, like, you can say what you believe to be the truth from your perspective, but it could also not be the truth.
Yeah.
So, I guess when I'm speaking creatively about truth, I think I'm looking through the lens of stand-up comedy a little bit more than
Yeah.
visual art.
Yeah.
If it's, I'll give you a visual art example. So, Duchamp, how
Yeah.
do you say his name? The urinal guy.
Yeah.
He made a painting of a pipe, like a tobacco pipe. And above the pipe, he put the words, "This is not a pipe."
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
Yeah.
Because it's not a pipe, it's a painting. And so, but people will look at that and say, that is a pipe. No, it's a representation of a pipe. It's a
Yeah,
different thing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
smoke this pipe.
True.
As much as the people in Denver would like to smoke this pipe, you can't smoke this pipe. As much as the people in the U-Bahn want to smoke the pipe.
This is also a concept,
Yeah.
conceptual art, and it's a nice concept because I went to a Bauhaus museum, and there was a chair, like an actual chair standing.
Okay, so this is not...
There was a name written next to the chair at the board, which is just saying chair,
Yeah.
and there was a painting of a chair. So
Yeah.
which one is telling the truth?
I don't think the purpose there is to tell the truth.
No. It's just a mind of perception.
Yeah, I think the purpose is the dichotomy between a three-dimensional object and a two-dimensional object. Like, that's the purpose.
And
of
just the thought of it.
Yeah. So you have this thing and then this thing, and then somewhere in the middle is where the art's happening.
I mean, the art happening around everything.
Yeah, I mean, you can say art's happening when you're driving your car. Like, I'm saying, like, for this particular situation, the difference between those two things and your interaction by looking at both of them at the same time,
Yeah.
the art's happening somewhere in the middle of them.
Yeah.
But going back to the two different types of truth, so with stand-up comedy, when I was coming up through the open mic scene, specifically in Denver, Colorado, it was pretty painful to watch because a lot of the comedians, and I think this is true for every stand-up comedy scene. I'm not talking about Denver specifically in terms of like this is where it only happens. It happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But people who aspire to be stand-up comedians, they see like the well-known, renowned stand-up comedians, and they think they're up there just telling the truth about their lives. Just
okay,
like
I got it.
unfiltered.
Yeah.
And so you really see it in the people trying to emulate those types of people because they'll get up there and they'll tell the truth about their lives. And what I think that happens in visual art as well. But what I think they have yet to realize, because if they continue the path, they'll learn that it's about having a facade between you and the audience, and you're only letting them see certain parts, and you're kind of controlling the perception and the experience. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So it's rooted in truth.
Yeah.
But it's poetry, it's creative writing, it's visual metaphor, it's all these things that veil the truth. So the experience from the person looking at the art or listening to the comedy or experiencing the film, the art is happening whenever you're looking through that veil and discovering what the actual message is, the subtext.
Yeah.
And so I don't think, have you heard the phrase on the nose?
On the nose.
Yeah.
No, but maybe you can explain that.
So on the nose is, it's a phrase that's used to describe whenever you speak about something too bluntly, too directly.
Yeah.
It's too on the nose.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know if it's what it's about, but like if you get punched on the nose, I'm sure it's not a pleasant experience. So whenever you say something too on the nose, it's not a pleasant experience for the person who's hearing it or experiencing it.
Too direct.
Yeah. So like if I were to walk up to you and say, your breath smells,
Yeah.
that would be on the nose.
Okay.
But if I were to say, hey, my man, I love speaking with you, but I really,
keep a distance.
but I really want some gum. Do you want some gum?
Yeah.
Then that's being more creative with it. It's a way to
Yeah,
continue.
it's more nice and
Yeah.
always also just gives the solution.
Yeah. So it's
Mhm.
I'm using my powers of language to create a result in you
Also
that will
empathy.
benefit in the entire society we live in. Because man,
Yeah, if
it's
you're
kicking.
reflective like that, but not all the people are like that.
That's why some people are artists and some people are not.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people think, at least whenever I was starting out, and I was in the category of some people,
Yeah.
I thought that to be an artist, a true artist, was to bare your soul, to be this vessel for human experience, be this person who projects the ups and downs of life and exposes that to a wider audience so that people can be more close to humanity.
Yeah,
And
it's like
that's-
talking, when you're a visual artist,
Mhm.
you're just talking and
Well, a lot of visual artists talk more than they paint.
no, you're talking through your paintings. Like you try to bring a message, what you experience, and you're too close to the reality because maybe you're not creative enough to create your own reality truths where you can dig into telling a fairy tale or whatever.
Mm.
So maybe it's also what you meant in the beginning.
Yeah.
That when you're too close to reality, I mean, it's like you're sitting in a cafe and you draw what is in front of you.
Yeah.
It's too close to the reality.
Yeah.
Still, you bring your style into it, like whatever, or you exchange some parts, but you're still too close to reality, to the truth.
Mm.
And
Well,
creativity happens when it comes within you and you make something new, which is still inspired by something, but you added much more than reality was there. Then are you still talking the truth?
Yeah, I think the truth is something else. Like, because if you're doing a portrait of someone, say you're at a bar,
Yeah.
or let's do, say you're at a I don't know, a bakery, a bakerai.
Yeah.
And you're sipping on your coffee, you got a nice croissant,
Mm-hmm.
and you're chilling with your sketchbook.
Yeah.
You're drawing a person
Mm-hmm.
that's sitting right across from you.
Yeah.
It's a lady. No, let's say a man. It's a man. And the man's got a big nose.
Yeah.
And you're drawing and you're hyper fixated on his nose, and you're drawing this massive nose, and you're accentuating the nose. You're making it bigger and bigger. And then by the time you're done, you are, he's got a little bitty head and the nose is the size of the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then that man gets up to leave and he looks down at the paper. Is that artist telling the truth, or is that artist misguided about what's important in life?
No, he's not misguided.
Or is he
It's-
just funny?
He's funny.
Well, does that humor make that man's life better or worse once he
It
sees that?
depends on the situation. Maybe he knows he has a big nose
Yeah.
and he saw that and he never saw it in that way, that it's like sympathetic. If the painting or the drawing is still good,
Okay.
in an overall shape, maybe he like it, and maybe he like himself much more through this painting.
Okay, so let's continue with this.
Yeah.
So let's say the man sees it
Yeah.
and the artist suddenly feels like, so the artist does one of two things.
Yeah.
And then I want you to tell me which type of truthful person and what type of person this artist is in society. So the first scenario, the artist feels shame, and but he was being honest. He was just making it. He didn't think anyone would see it.
But the artist is confident with painting, so he knows what he's doing, or
Yeah,
by,
yeah,
by
yeah.
accident.
Yeah,
he,
that's
he
not-
just
that's
okay,
not- that's
okay.
not important
No,
to
it's
this.
a different thing. Okay.
Yeah.
He's confident and he did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So he
Yeah.
just drew all that, and
Yeah.
then the guy sees it,
yeah.
the picture of himself with the big nose. So the first scenario is the artist feels shame
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't mean to hurt the person's feelings. He was just drawing honestly.
Yeah.
So that's the first scenario.
Mm-hmm.
The second scenario, he looks at the guy. Now he has a closer view. Then he looks back down at his paper and he starts drawing long nose hairs. So we have
Okay.
those two situations.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get the second situation.
So the second situation is the guy's kind of a
He has the intention to do it like that, and
yeah. So he's mean in my
okay,
perspective, or he's
yeah.
uncaring of how whatever he does
He doesn't
in the
care
world.
about the feelings.
He doesn't care about anything other than what he's doing.
All right.
And he doesn't care how anyone makes him feel, makes anyone else feel.
Okay. Good.
I think both those situations describe the different types of truth in art.
Yeah.
There's one where the first one, the artist learned that he didn't want to make the world worse or hurt anyone's feelings
Mm-hmm.
or make anyone else's life worse off. The second one
Got it.
doesn't care about anything. He's just focused on what he's doing, and who cares what happens in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a part of that first group. So I will do things and they're coming from an honest place.
Yeah.
But then once I see how it interacts with the world and how it makes other people feel, I take a pause and I say, is this how I want to make someone else feel? It may be honest. It may be coming from an honest place.
Yeah.
But I don't like how this form of honesty is making other people feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the second one, like, how do you think the second one relates to graffiti?
To graffiti. Well, graffiti artists take over places. They don't care much about hurting somebody's feeling. Like somebody's living in the house, really love it, clean the walls on its own without getting paid, keeping everything in nice shape. Graffiti artists don't care much. So it's more or less the second group. I mean, there are some graffiti artists who have empathy, but I can't name
a single one.
Yeah, a single one.
Yeah.
Not now.
So I think that it's not just graffiti. I think it's all art forms. And I feel like...
I mean, you see that point from a comedian perspective because you know some reactions when you're brutally telling the truth.
Yeah.
That there is a laughing and maybe there is a release of a pain that was there. And once you bring in it in another light, it feels lighter as well. So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I guess my point is, I think when it comes to honesty in art and creation, there are different qualities of honesty. And I think
intentions.
And I think some are better than others. I think there's a hierarchy. So I think in the arts, there's a lot more forgiveness for the first type of artist.
Because the intention was good.
The intention was good.
Yeah.
Like the actions may have been narrow-sighted or close-focused.
Yeah.
But once the field of view is opened up and more perspectives are presented, then it changes. And then, whereas the second version, I feel like it's more self-centered and it's more selfish. And I feel like there's a lot less forgiveness in society for those types of artists.
Less forgiveness.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's why sometimes art feels ugly or uncomfortable because there's no good intention behind it.
Yeah, and I feel like
there's like, it's not about aesthetics. It's about like you say, honesty and authentic painting or whatever it is. So it doesn't feel good. It just maybe try to project something, and the intention is to make a point super hard, but it's not a point of somebody who has good intentions. Yeah.
So you can be yourself, and you can be the honest version of yourself.
Yeah, you're not good at it, but
everyone else can also have the honest opinion that they don't care if you live or die. So
yeah.
And I feel like, and once again, this is all just my opinions. Like, just take it with a grain of salt. But I think
good that you say that.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say this is how the world is. I'm just saying this is my opinion of the world based on my experience.
Yeah.
So whenever you're presented with some artist in a museum, the work may be good, but the culmination of the work, the overarching message is just, I exist. And I don't feel like that's enough.
So you're saying all the artists are just painting because they want to be like remembered.
Yeah, they just want to say, "Look at me, I'm alive," and that's basically it.
Okay. I mean, I went recently through a phase that I don't give a fuck about like if my name is there, as long as my characters are alive and taking forward. Like I'm building a narrative and people talk about the stories I'm telling. And I don't care much about like my artist name is displayed there. That's why I'm tagging and making like the names of the character more often than my name.
Mm.
So yeah, what I'm leaving when I'm leaving is like some stories. That would be lovely, like from my.
Why don't you become a writer?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm writing, and I mean the visual art more or less distracts me from that, but it also supports it. So right now I have a visual language I'm talking, but I want to bring more content through that. So that would be the next phase.
Okay.
From the strategic, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what you're saying is it's less about you and it's more about the stories told about you or told about your art.
Talking about my art. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So removing you entirely and it's just about the art.
Yeah, because what I also like experienced is that I went through a graffiti phase, and it's all about building up an ego, putting the name everywhere.
Yeah,
And
it is
it's about killing the ego. Like I was like trying to like, okay, let's forget the name. What is left? When you just not put your name, what is left? So that's important.
Yeah.
And that's maybe the truth at the end, because your name doesn't matter. It's fading away.
Well, the name is just a representation of an object.
Yeah.
Whether it's an abstract object or an action
True.
or something. A name is like, a name's got to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you can write a name doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, but it's like a signature. You know, people think they are a signature.
Yeah, but it's better to, like, I don't know, it's better to sign something you created.
Yeah.
And if you're just signing your name and that's the art, I don't know. I'm conflicted about it because I feel like art in general has been reduced and like reduced in the sense of like cooking, like when you reduce down like you make a broth or like something like that where you reduce something down over to slow heat. And I feel like art has been reduced so much that it's become hyper concentrated in a few different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the job of a contemporary artist, like an artist living today, working today, isn't to reduce things down more. It's to start building with the pieces that have been created from all this reduction. And I feel like artists still think the path forward is to like blow something up, destroy an institution, to like
creating a scandal,
something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like I saw an artist, like I'm not going to talk about any specific artist, but it's like doing something so shocking that it like shakes the foundations of society. Like people think that's the path forward. And because
it has an impact on the name and the attention to it.
But going back to those two different types of artists we were talking about, which direction is that? I think the best direction forward for creativity from like for the future is, what are you building? What are you creating? Yeah. You can sign your name, but it needs to be attached to something that's been built from the ground up. New.
Yeah, that's true.
Because where we live now in this world, like in this timeline, is we live in an age where all the tools that used to be really hard to get access to,
now we have them available,
are really easy to get access to. It's not cost prohibitive. Like we can really do just about anything we want, and like it may not be like cinema quality, it may not be the highest level of the tools available, but the ones that you can get access to today, no matter who you are, what you're doing, like if you live in a place with this type of stuff, but there's cell phones everywhere.
Yeah.
You can make something, and I feel like that's a mirror that many people don't want to engage with, to where it's like you can make it,
I mean,
but
that's the point, yeah.
but are you willing to make it poorly? Are you willing to make it bad? Are you willing to make it bad for years until you figure out how to make it good?
I just have another motivational factor in the background, like you separated those in like authentic and good intention and bad intention while doing it. I just reflect the thoughts and think there's maybe another like perspective to look at it. It's like creating or doing in general things is like you're doing it with love, like in good intentions. But these days, like especially when you're an artist, like you don't have much material around you, even if they're available, but maybe you lack of other resources.
Can you give an example?
No, I just come to a next. The other one is like you're doing it out of fear, not doing something out of love because you're into it, you know what you're doing. And some
Like
people do it because they fear something, you know, okay, I'm not accepted. If I'm doing it in that way, like the real truth, they're hiding in that point. So they're scared of themselves. Okay, I'm not good enough, and maybe what I'm doing is not the right thing. So they try to like imitate something else because they are scared. They have the fear to not being true, and then
I can
create something.
I can think of a certain class of artist or a classification of artist who would fit that narrative.
All right.
So any artist who like paints or draws celebrities, or takes stills from films or cartoons and copies those, I would put those types of people in that category because
because it's not telling the truth. It's
it's just
inside.
It's just emulating, and then it's also it's saying, hey, it's not saying, hey, this is I exist. This is what I think about existence. This is what's coming out of my brain.
Yeah.
It's saying, hey, Mel Gibson exists, or hey, you know, or hey,
this cat. I saw this cat. This cat exists. I mean, it's being safe.
Yeah. Or hey,
it's creating things that are already like accepted, and you're recreating them.
Yeah. Yeah, and it even comes down to like cover songs or something like that. Like if you're not adding,
it's also part of an art.
Yeah.
Like artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we get it. Celine Dion does exist. What do you think? She's already done her life. Now you do yours. So,
I mean, it's kind of studying also techniques of art. If you're doing that, because you know art techniques are not easy to make. You need to be able to paint and stuff. But you're not telling the truth from your point of view. That's also nice.
Well, art is scary, so I do get the impulse
art
to
is
do
scary,
that.
if you're talking about like bringing your own thing in the life or in the world, it's scary, of course.
Yeah.
And you're bad at the beginning.
Well, the main reason I think it's scary is that you're not just competing with the people you see around you. You're not just competing with the people in your class. You're competing with everyone who's ever existed and everyone who will exist.
True.
Like that's your competition.
Yeah.
And the weight of that is scary. So I can understand the perspective of, well, no one's ever painted a picture of XYZ, so that's what I'm going to paint, and then that'll be my unique perspective. But the jig's up on that type of art because like the artificial intelligence, the internet, like all that stuff combined together, it can make any variation on a theme possible.
Yeah.
But the game of art is creating the new themes, creating the new topics, creating the new
I mean, you don't have to invent the wheel when you're being authentic and it comes from you. It's not about an innovation process.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can paint portraits of women. It's done, you know, but...
Yeah. Hey, we're going to pause real quick.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We've forgotten what we were talking about, but I had to use the bathroom, and that's the truth. So
anyway, I had another like thought when you were like making portraits, and we were sitting in the cafe and painting somebody, and he didn't know that we are painting him, But what if somebody like a celebrity or a king, like when we think really back in time, getting a commission work, and then he's telling, can you paint me like I'm big, I have this hat, and my posture is like that, so you're not seeing all the diseases, or like I'm a mean person, because in history I want to like have a nice image when I'm leaving, so people look at this painting and it's like a memorial of myself, and this is how I see myself, even if it's not me, but I want to be like, have this image left behind.
Okay, so I would put that in a different category entirely.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a story or an adjacent creative practice to describe the difference between those two things.
Mm-hmm.
So we have people who just paint celebrities, and then people who are paid to paint people of importance.
Okay, yeah.
So in the comedy world, and I'm speaking from experience, if someone who is well off, like really far in their path, and they hang out with a bunch of other people who are in that same path, if, let's say, I'll use some specific names. Let's say if Bill Burr, the comedian, I don't know if you know him or not.
No, but it's a comedian.
Let's say if he says in a joke on stage or in a special, like a videotape special, that he was hanging out with, I don't know, let's say Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I would believe him. But if a stand-up comedian or an aspiring stand-up comedian who is like a feature act, which is below a headliner, so they do like 30 minutes or something like that, on a show, it's in a comedy club, they're performing, they're professional, but they're a feature. If they start talking about hanging out with, like, I don't know, Bill Burr,
yeah,
depending on who they are, their demeanor, like where they're located, if they're a feature in like Pennsylvania, I may be less inclined to believe them.
Yeah.
And I think that story, even if it were true, would detract from their body of work. So like, let's say Napoleon, no, let's do contemporary. So let's say that, who's a famous person here in Berlin?
In Berlin,
Yeah.
Friedrich Merz.
Okay. Cool. Let's say Merz.
Let's say Merz, because it's already a comedian making politics.
Hey, I don't get into politics.
No, that's why we frame him as a comedian, and then we are not talking about politics.
But that's coded in opinion. No, I'm not from here. I don't have any stake in the politics one way or the other.
All right, then we take another person.
Yeah, let's do like a celebrity. Heidi Klum.
Okay, let's. Yeah, okay, it's an iconic.
Yeah. I actually saw her the other day. So
Right.
whenever let's say she were to commission a portrait, and actually, let's not say she commissioned a portrait. We have two artists, both based in Berlin.
Yeah.
One post, let's say photographers. Let's keep it out of like.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
So let's say one person posts on their Facebook a photo of Heidi Klum. It's a really nice artsy photograph.
Yeah.
Like it's well structured, well composed.
He took directly at the show or something.
Yeah, and then another person who just is like someone who's aspiring to be a photographer, or an artist of some sort, and they just post a picture of Heidi Klum on their timeline on Facebook.
Yeah.
One you would perceive to have actually taken the photograph, and the other you would perceive that they found it on the internet somewhere. It's AI generated, or it's like inspiration or some sort. So like that's the difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's hard to follow somehow.
What parts are hard to follow? I'll try to explain it.
Where is really the difference of both? I mean, they both are there and took a picture more or less and put them on their timeline.
No, we don't know these people.
Yeah.
So it's like one person. So the root of it is precedent. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters what you do leading up to what you do. So you can be the first person to do something, but no one cares.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But if you do a whole bunch of stuff leading up to doing something for the first time, people care. Like I'm thinking of one example. Like let's say there's a mountain that's never been, like, no one's ever reached the peak. Like that's just what the common thought is. That's just what the books say. Like for all history, no one's ever climbed the top of this mountain. And then one person like has like a camera crew.
Yeah.
They have like a book. They've been training for years. They've been documenting their training, and then they climb the mountain. That's a story. That'll get put in the newspapers. But what won't get put in the newspaper is the local people who live there who climb the mountain every single day. That's the difference.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And the art is the story, or is the process of telling that story and then presenting that story to the public.
Yeah.
That's the art.
Yeah. So basically you are consistent in what you're doing. You're following your own written narrative, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I mean, this category is it's more authentic, and it's telling the truth of the person who is doing what he was committed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's more true. Even though if he started wrong, still, I mean,
Wait, who started wrong?
the artist who like set up something like out of fear or whatever, like think he's or she is like safe with, like painting portraits, even though the portraits started like of celebrities and other things, but continuing 20, 30 years of doing that, it becomes true.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you follow the path, it doesn't matter what it is. Anyone's opinion about your path doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All they can do is just give you guidance on how to better attain whatever it is you're seeking.
I mean, it gives the category I was creating a long-term different approach, because it's not a matter where you start, where your attention starts. Maybe they were bad in the beginning, but if you are like growing up with the things you're doing and you keep doing the same thing over and over again to just go deeper into a topic, then it becomes your own truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just your story. But do you want to be the person whose truth is you draw pictures of Mariah Carey? Like, is that really what you want your truth to be? I mean, I'm not saying, I am saying good or bad, but that's just my opinion. I just think one leads.
It's the horizon it's missing.
Yeah. I think you can think and do whatever you set your mind to, and if that's what you set your mind to, then that's just what you'll be defined by.
If it feels good. I mean, some people follow a religion to one guy and one book. It's that true?
Hey man, that's all you. So I guess what I'm trying to say
you're
is
not comfortable with politics, and you're not comfortable.
No, I want
to
keep it. I want to keep it about art.
Okay,
if it's
perfect.
a joke or something, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
it was a joke.
Yeah.
Also,
so
the Merz, how is he called? Friedrich Merz. Yeah. Was also just a joke.
Yeah. It's just I don't want to alienate anyone.
Yeah.
And I want to keep it about art.
Maybe he wants to become a member of the podcast one day.
Maybe. Yeah. So, where were we at?
I mean, we were still thinking about truths. Now we discovered, like, over time, you become more true if you're, like, following a narrative you're building up. Then you say, like, okay, but if the narrative you're, like, set it from the beginning is flatlined, it has not much horizon.
Yeah.
So you're committed to something, spending time that doesn't create something really deep, let's say, and like you can't explore much than just if you're like painting Mariah Carey or something, and you're continually like painting all her life. It's just very limited.
Yeah, it's a limited scope.
So what would you think make a true more deep or more like settled? You need to reflect a lot.
I think honest self-reflection, I think living your life, I think So I'll give you two examples of, in my experience, what a more well-rounded approach would be. I don't think I would say better, but a more well-rounded.
Well, we take your inspiration.
So the first will be a big figure in culture. The second will just be something from my lived experience or from something I heard in my life. The first is Ernest Hemingway.
Mm-hmm.
I may get this wrong, so if there is a correct, if there's more correct information, I'll try to put it in the description below.
Yeah.
But my understanding is that what he would do is he would live his life for a year, like have adventures, do all that, like do a bunch of things, and then he would spend a year writing. So he would alternate between living and then writing.
Okay.
And I think that's a great way to continue.
One question.
Yeah.
Is the if you like, let's say he spent a life living, and then he spends a life writing, is the time frame the same? Like when he like, let's say he's writing a book out of this current year he was like living, does he like explain the same year in the book or in the writing?
No, you know who Ernest Hemingway is, right?
Yeah.
No. So I think it's not as defined as like 1 year, 1 year. It's
Right, okay.
it's just
Keeping the balance.
yeah. So he would live his life for a period of time,
Yeah. Okay.
and then I'm sure he'd write a little bit during that time, keep notes, do whatever,
All right.
and then he would sit down and write a book for a period of time.
Okay.
So his focus, so he's able to put 100% of his focus into living, and then 100% of his focus into writing. And I think that's a great way to handle it, because when you're alternating, you don't, so it's not like a case of spending 40 years living and then at 41 you decide you're going to be an artist. So that way you're making work throughout your life and you're developing, so it's a 2-track system.
Yeah.
So you're developing your writing over a lifetime and you're developing your life over a lifetime.
I mean, you need to have something to write about.
Yeah, exactly. And then so the second example in
I really like that.
yeah, I thought it was a beautiful way to live. But he did shoot himself in the head. So I don't
I mean,
know.
the end is not nice, but the idea, you know. Where's Ernest Hemingway from? Is he from UK?
He's from America.
From America.
Oh, but I don't know where was born, but he's in
I
America.
always relate him to the UK, but
Wait, I think he's American. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's American.
okay. Because of the name.
Yeah. But names don't really mean anything in America. So what's it called? The second example, this is something specific to the South, American South. There was and I do not recommend this lifestyle, but there was a mechanic, and he had his own business, and what he would do is he would work, so there's 2 different times in the, like most places. There's hunting season and then there's not hunting season.
All right.
And the hunting seasons rotate like for the different type of animal. So it's only legal to hunt like deer in a certain time period. It's only legal to hunt dove.
I don't get the word honey season.
Hunting.
Hunting. Okay.
Hunting, yeah.
I was about honey.
Yeah. Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy, he would work for like 6 months, and then he would take out a loan. He would hunt for the entire deer season, and then hunt for the next season, and then he used the bank loan to pay for his life. And then once the seasons were done, he would spend the rest of the time working to pay off the loan. And then whenever hunting season started again, he took out another loan. So he would just keep doing that. So he was able to like hunt and just focus on hunting. And then when he was working, he would just focus on working.
It reminds me a little bit of artists how they live,
Yeah.
because they spend a lot of like getting some money done, putting to the side, and then focus in that time on art. And then they go out, try to sell the art maybe, or just bring it to life, gain some money again, and then hide again in their corner to like paint something.
Yeah.
or create something, not about painting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very dependent on like how much you get once you get out of your room. It's pretty tough.
What do you mean by how much you get?
I mean, how much you get to get back to focus on art, let's
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Well, I think honesty has to be like throughout your entire practice. So like you have to be honest with yourself. And I feel like if you're honest with yourself, then the honesty will come through the work like naturally.
Yeah,
And
but you have to be patient.
yeah. And oh man, where am I trying to go with this? I don't know. Do you have any other aspects of honesty?
No, but I love the what you were saying now, because it's difficult, but you have to stay like once you start as an artist, let's say.
Mm.
So where you start, you have no clue. You are inspired by the closest surroundings, and then you pick a point. You're attracted to that, so you follow this path. But you need to have time again to reflect it, to think, okay, does it match myself? Is it me what I'm doing here, or I'm just studying? It's not, you're not guided, so you're on your own, but you do something you just saw. How long will you do it till you become something that you can call your own truth?
Yeah.
That's also like a nice point of view, because it's what everybody is going through. And this period of time can be very, very long, maybe 20, 25 years, till you realize, hey, what I'm doing is just what I saw in the beginning of my process of development myself, like my own truth.
Mm.
So what I think is what we can learn from Ernest Hemingway is take a break, live your life, reflect what you're doing, and then find your truth, and then go back to your creative process and create something that you can really stand in front of a group and say, hey, that's me, it's my truth.
Mm.
Even if it's good or bad, I mean, at least I can stand here and say, that's me,
Yeah.
that comes from me, and you can like it or not,
But this is my life.
yeah, but that's cool,
Yeah,
that's true.
It's punk rock. Yeah, I actually was talking to a younger person. This is back in Denver in a bar.
Yeah.
I think he was like 20, 25, 26.
Okay.
And he was like really confused on like where his life was going, his art was going.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of the advice that I gave him. It was solicited advice. I didn't just give him advice. But I told him that like your 20s are about piling up experiences.
Uh-huh.
Like you have to do as much, try as much, fail as much as possible in as many different areas as possible, and get a taste for what you can do, like what's possible. And then find where the walls are, like where things stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're in your 30s, then it's about going through all that information, figuring out which things you actually enjoy doing,
Yeah.
and which walls you actually want to knock down.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when the world stops you from doing something, that's a blessing. That's something that can really save you many years of your life going down a path that just not worth your time to explore. So it's like, for me, in my experience, like I wanted to try every art form possible, every creative endeavor. So
Okay.
I did newspapers, I did music festivals, I did like films, tried stand up, did like performing arts, theater, production design.
Will you do a stand-up again one day?
Yeah, but I feel like stand up's a path to nowhere. Like at the end of it, all it is just
Okay.
like you're just presenting yourself, and then you have to be there, and like it just, I mean, I'm not knocking anyone who's doing it, but for me personally,
No, it's from you. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like it culminates to anything. Like yeah, you can make money with it, but you can make money doing anything.
Well, what you say in the beginning is, if I can interrupt you, but it's just a reflective thought which I have on you, let's say, because seeing somebody's doing things, and what I see in your narrative, what you're committed to, maybe, I'm not sure, is bringing joy into like life or into yourself, and comedy could be just a part of it, because the way you make your typography, the way you make your like figurative illustrations, it always like follows one direction, which is like, hey, that's unique, that's my style. But the people who like consume like overall, it's not just hearing you, experience you like talking, or just like seeing things you have done, is always like you bring joy, that's the thing. So
well, that's the goal. It's just I've seen so much.
Yeah, but
death
that's
and
why
sorrow.
I'm asking you if you like would be like bringing yourself back to a stage for one point and just like.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
So here's what I was trying to get at with like the different things I've tried in my 20s.
Yeah.
I learned that yes, I can do things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's not how I want to spend my life.
Okay.
And with the comedy, yes, I enjoy it. There's no better feeling than standing on stage and making a room full of people laugh. It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
And the thing about comedy for me is I really like performing, but I don't like the attention. So I'm very much a visual artist. So I like for people to experience my work when I'm not there.
Yeah.
And so I'm it's not that I'm not doing comedy, it's that I'm doing writing. So I'm writing in my books, I'm writing jokes, I'm writing stories, but that's all on paper. So if I were to not be here anymore, all that would still exist.
Yeah.
But if I were to die tomorrow, no one would ever see me on stage again. And that's not good enough in terms of a creative endeavor for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Personally, because I like for whenever I make something, I like to know that it will exist in its form that I created for as long as that medium exists.
Yeah.
And I like there are options where you can like make specials or videos and comedy videos and things like that.
Episodes.
But that's not necessarily stand-up comedy. That's a representation of what stand-up comedy is.
All
Stand-up
right.
comedy is being in a room with people.
Yeah,
and making them
engage
laugh.
them.
Yeah.
But I really learned, like from today, let's say, is the way of comedy is reflecting the truths which is there, to not take serious what you're just experiencing. Because it's comedy. People are not telling the truth, but they are true to the audience.
Yeah, it's the perception.
It's
of
bending,
truth.
like
So it's stating like a universally perceived truth.
Yeah.
But it's presenting it in a way that makes people accept it or identify with it or laugh at it. And the problem that, from what I've seen with my own eyes and experienced in a room, is that a lot of the people who are doing comedy should like as like pursuing it as an art form. There's people who are doing it as an art form, then there's people who are doing it as like a form of therapy.
Yeah.
And I feel like therapy is a much better venue for a lot of that. And
it depends. Yeah.
Well, it's the same with art. Like there's some people who make things and you just look at them and you're like, I get it, but like, have you talked to anyone about this? You know what I mean? It's like,
it's true.
There's better avenues for healing than locking yourself in a room and just like ruminating on it. Like it's just, that's my opinion.
It brings me to one moment. If I can talk about it, just like it's crazy because I started rapping and I was writing down in my corner in my living room at home like a text about it. It was kind of Wu-Tang related, but just from the flow. And I was talking about breaking hearts, like this and that. Like the rhymes were like pretty hard. And then, like, I was performing it on my own again and again and again. And then I went to Köpenick. There was a studio, and I had this like written down, and I was rapping about it, and they were like, "What? This guy has problems." Like,
Yeah.
and then later, like, I was like excited about it, like moving like a rap star, like this and that. I was super funny. I was like 15 or something. But the lyrics were like, oh my God, super depressing and stuff. Oh my God. So, and later we went out, and I felt like they went out for me to the forest and like over the sea, and then, hey, you want to talk about?
And those are good people to have in your life.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I didn't know them at all. There was just a youth center where people just go and use equipment to create things, like a table tennis stuff, a basketball court, and a little studio where like people just do things. And I just signed in. I want to try, because in my attention it was just about like try rap
Yeah.
and record it. But I never spoke about my lyrics or whatever I have done there. So that was the funny part.
That is one of the best things. I know I said it, stand-up comedy is a path to nowhere, but the best part about stand-up comedy is you write something down, you think it's funny, then you get on stage and everyone is looking at you into your soul. And you say something that you think is going to be funny, and it clearly is not funny.
They're not getting it. They don't have.
It's not humor. That they don't get it. It's that you, as the writer, are wrong. You thought it was funny. It is not funny.
Yeah.
And also another good thing about it, of having an audience like that, the same with music, is when you're up there and you're about to say something that you wrote down, like by yourself, there's a little moment in your head, if you're cognitive and thinking about what you're saying. Like for me, I realize like, oh, I don't mean this at all. Like there's no reason for me to say this. This doesn't jive with who I am as a person. This doesn't make me feel like I'm a part of myself. This makes me feel like I'm acting. Or I'm saying something that is untrue or dishonest.
True.
And there's a difference between being funny and being dishonest.
Yes.
And I think one is manipulative in a way to where it makes everyone's life better, which is the being funny.
Yeah, it's more the TRP.
And then the other way, being dishonest, is being manipulative in a way of misrepresenting reality.
True. Yeah.
Like in a disparaging way.
Yeah.
So you don't get that when you're painting in your studio. You don't get that when you hang an art show. Because when you hang an art show, you're not there to see every single visitor and how they react to your art. It's a much slower process to realize what's good and what's bad, what's working, what's not working. But with comedy, you get it immediately.
Yeah. Can we bring more comedy into art?
I don't necessarily think it's the venue.
I mean, maybe it's not the venue in like making it directly, but I think
we could take aspects of comedy and put it into art. Like the way we present art, I think would be there could be better ways.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking specifically of, I don't know if this is historically true or like rooted in any form of reality, but there was a good biopic or it was a movie. I don't know if it was a biopic. Yeah. But it was about Modigliani. It's called Modi. Have you ever seen that?
Not sure.
It was.
I remember with movie names, but
you know Modigliani, the painter. He does like the elongated faces. They're beautiful. He's one of my favorite.
Maybe
painters.
I have to see it.
Yeah. But I love his work. I'll put some up here.
Yeah.
But the movie Modigliani, it's called Modi, and there's a scene where it's him and another painter. I can't remember if it's Picasso or someone else.
Yeah.
But it's like this. It's an art show.
Okay.
And it's a room full of people. It's like a event space of some sort. And there's food. Everybody's dressed nice, and they're all there to see the art. But in the show, there's two paintings, one right next to each other, and they're behind a curtain. They're both behind a curtain.
Okay.
And then like I want to say like a fourth of the way into the show or halfway through the show, everybody turns and they all look at these curtains.
Mm-hmm.
And then they pull a rope on one of them, the curtain falls, and then everyone sees the painting for the first time.
Okay, nice.
And then there's a response.
Yeah.
And then they pull the curtain on the other one, and then they see that one, and there's a
Yeah.
response.
Okay, that's cool.
And whoever has the biggest response
Mm.
is the better painter in that particular situation.
That's cool. That's like a battle of painters.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a fictionalized version of what used to happen, or if just a movie version to create drama. But I thought that was an interesting way to gauge audience response in a meaningful way.
Yeah, that's nice, and it's honest response.
Yeah.
Because it's directly. They can't prepare for that much.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And I think that'd be a way to like really bring the directness of a stand-up comedy audience to visual art.
Yeah, nice concept.
Yeah.
I would love to try that.
Yeah, and the thing about comedy, that another thing we could bring into visual art is, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
is the sheer amount of trial and error. Like, because I feel like a lot of
Try and error.
trial and error.
Yeah, yeah.
So trying out new things.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have like your current way you produce art.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you keep doing that and then try like 20 other things and see how that goes? Because I feel like artists are a little too precious with their style, air quotes, style, and they think that's what makes them a good artist. And I think making art of quality is what makes you a good artist.
Yes, I agree.
So,
And I also reflect that in recent artworks. So for me, it's difficult to make something else than what I'm doing. Still, like recently, I try a lot of different things, but it's more like, I see that I'm facing a wall. I'm not going forward anymore. Even I have nice ideas about the characters or whatever, and also my abstract art, but it's like getting a corridor.
yeah.
And the corridor is getting very like slim, and I don't like that. So I try different things, or I go back and track and see, okay, what I did in the beginning, like making again portrait pictures, like drawing women and other stuffs, and even these are getting much better. Like when I was starting, because I had another aspect of like painting when I'm just drawing this figure, like these animals, because it's totally different than a human face or something else. Again, drawing human faces brings me to a new perspective and 3D dimensional form of my animals again, and making them more coming together. That's what I love when I'm like, I have to try different things and still being true to myself, because I have my like overall like line I'm following. But yeah, this line is getting thinner. That's the part. And once you feel like, okay, it's getting thin, I'm falling more or less, take a break.
Yeah. Well, from your experience with hip hop, performing hip hop, what aspects of that would you like to see in art?
Hip hop aspects. This question brings me to another thought I had. Was like, what was it? Oh my god. Hip hop aspects, taking things not that much serious.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because that's also a problem. If you're making it too serious, that's what I thought also of bringing comedy into art, because people tend to be too much serious. Even I am super serious. Look at my artworks. It doesn't look serious at all. Maybe the line I'm following is serious, but the things are not serious. And I love to get more distance to what I'm doing, because I'm too close to following like, okay, it has to be like this and that, and what I'm like projecting to it, or like I'm even thinking what people think when they look at it. So that's too close to everything. It has to be more loose and more freedom to interpret.
More playful.
More playful, yeah. In the overall thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with all that. Well, in closing, do you have any final thoughts about honesty in art?
Yeah, just try to be honest from the beginning, if even if you're starting bad.
Yes.
That's the thing, you know. Don't try to imitate others. Maybe just in a phase like exploring a technical approach to art, you know, then it's okay to like imitate things. But once you like having the technical skill set, do your own thing, even
Yeah.
if it's bad. Like, yeah, and enjoy the baddest thing.
Yeah, because in the future, you'll look back at your bad paintings and love them.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and keep them.
As long as they're honest. Yeah. Well, cool. I think if I'm being honest, I really want to get some lunch.
Okay,
So it was great chatting with you today.
it was great chatting to you.
Okay, cool. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll be back next week.
We'll
See
be
ya.
back. See ya.